So everybody, big warm round of applause for Jordan. All right, how many people here have a smartphone? All right, I think everybody here. Nobody has a feature phone? Nobody has the Nokia just lying around in their pocket? No? Okay. How many of you have downloaded an app? Okay, excellent. That makes most of you. I don't know who hasn't. But Jordan actually started realizing how powerful apps were when he was at the ripe young age of 13, and he launched a blog talking about apps. And since then, he has done so many more things with apps, and now he has this app called AppHero, which makes personalized recommendations for which apps you need on your phone. And I'm going to let him talk about that. But Jordan, you were born, now you're here. Tell me what happened. Why do you love apps?
Yeah, so I please don't listen to anything I say. I don't know very much. Haven't been doing this for very long, so I'm honored to be here. I would say that to me, and the reason we came up with the name for AppHero, apps make people super. Apps change the way that you interact with the world around you. You think about something like an Uber where you don't know how to get somewhere, you need help getting somewhere. Uber makes that easy. You need a Wave, you need a Venio, you need something, but you just don't know what's out there. And the biggest problem for people is that a lot of choice, and they just can't even think of what they need. So we started up about 1.5 years ago, just with the goal of helping people discover the most relevant and highest quality apps based on the things they care about. We built a team of really, really smart people focused on building some artificial intelligence. You log in with a Twitter or a Facebook, and we learn. We just want to help you find the very best apps. It's some people get a little scared by some of the data that we pull in. So we don't sell any ads. We don't do anything to get in the way of offering you great recommendations. We just really focus on learning from your data. So that means if you tweet something about really glad that Bettman figured out the strike, you're going to get the NHL app recommended to you. We're able to sort of understand the contextual information and help you find really interesting apps.
Now, so it seems like this is just the most useful app to have in the world because it's going to recommend more apps. Is there a reason that someone would not want to be using AppHero for their recommendations?
So this is when I'll be the self-deprecating founder. We're early. I mean, we've been at this for 1.5 years, and I'm proud of the app, but there's a ton we need to do. There's a lot of things that we really want to do to make the app better. So I'm embarrassed when I open AppHero. I look at the mock-ups, I look at the wireframes, I look at the things that we're building, and what's there today is great, but I know what's going to be there in 2 months, what's going to be there in 3 months, what's going to be there in 6 months is orders of magnitude better. So get in on the ground floor. We've got something interesting, and really focused on getting better every day. Very similar to what the guys were talking about before. I think the data is really, really important. We listen to our users. We really are trying to build a product that just helps people discover the best things for their devices, and we can't do that in a vacuum. So, I personally spend, this is not, I include at the bottom of the thing, this is not automated. I reach out to our users all the time. I'll look in the database, I'll see who's using the product, and reach out to them and say, tell me what you hate about AppHero, because we can't get better if people just tell us good things. So yeah, we just need to listen to people and make it better.
Do you find that there's a certain type of person using AppHero? This was actually meant to be a demo today, but since the internet's not working, it's actually a continuation of our last talk. But how are people finding out about what you do? Does it just spread virally, or are you knocking on doors? Are you yelling at Rogers, being make sure all of your customers know about AppHero? What's your strategy?
Yeah, so there's a viral component to it. I think that in general, it doesn't matter if it's apps, it doesn't matter if it's restaurants, it doesn't matter what it is that you're trying to discover. Social is a big part of that. I deeply care about what my friends are using, what concerts my friends are going to, what restaurants they're going to, what movies they're watching, and I care about what apps they're using. It's a very natural process to get your friends on board, and the App Store just doesn't do that. You get reviews from random people, but who cares what Skier 97 has to say about Angry Birds? It doesn't matter to me. I care to know that one of my friends really likes this app, and the whole app thing sounds sort of stupid. It's like you don't think that apps really have a big impact on people's lives, but you talk to people and you realize you realize the impact it can have. You realize the impact the right fitness app can have on a person. It's not about everyone having the same fitness app, but statistics shows that if people work out, heart disease not so much of a problem, diabetes not so much of a problem, cancer not so much of a problem. If we can find the right fitness apps that keep people going to the gym, then or keeps people doing whatever they need to do to stay healthy, I really feel like there's an ability to for the phone that's sitting in your pocket, if it was working right now, to really help you help you with your life. So it's really the big focus.
So you constantly, what I really liked about what you said a couple statements ago was that you look at AppHero and it's like you just see so many things wrong with it. You know where you want to be. It's nowhere near there. Like that actually sounds a lot like Neil Martin and Connect.me, like, and Jonathan Fong and Jeffrey McNeil. Like they know that there's so much more that they want to do. Where did you start? Where did you start? Where did you release your first one? And how have you progressed?
I started a site in 2009 called App of the Day, the original one, the one and only. And it's a community of people. They nominate their favorite apps every day, and then the app with the most nominations becomes the App of the Day. Really simple concept. It took off from day one. There were only 10,000 apps in the App Store at the time, but took off like crazy. And it sends out an email every day to these people, and you guys all probably get Groupon, and you can understand the annoyance of getting a piece of content every single day of the week. It gets really annoying, especially when it's unpersonal. When you open that Groupon and it's like a pedicure out in Mississauga, you get a little bit frustrated. So I really, after talking to people, and they would unsubscribe from the email, and I'd email them and I'd say, why did you unsubscribe? And they'd say, I already have 12 camera apps. I don't need another one. I already have a to-do list. I don't need another one. It really got me excited about this field of personalization. Everyone who has a startup is probably sending out a MailChimp email or a campaign monitor email, and you don't realize, but every single email is the same. It's not personal to the to the user, and that hurts. You're not being treated as an individual. You're being treated as just a node in space. So we started sort of with this community-focused approach, but everyone got the same app, and the focus really moved from that to, how can we deliver truly personal recommendations? That means, if you tweet out a Daily Show segment, you'll get the Daily Show app recommended to you. If we see on Facebook that you're really into hockey, we're going to recommend a hockey app to you. We learn about the things that matter to you, and try and help you. If you have kids, we'll recommend kids apps to you. If you have, if you live, if you show up at SFO, we'll recommend a San Francisco travel guide app to you. We sort of are understanding the context of the situation and trying just to help you. And that wasn't something we were doing in the past with App of the Day. So I really think, in general, like this concept of personalization is something that's really, really underutilized, and everyone needs to think more about, because people are people. People are individual. Life wouldn't be very interesting if we were all treated the same way, if we all had the same music on our iPods, if we all wore the same clothes. It would get pretty boring pretty quickly. So I think personalization in general has really been the big change for AppHero.
Cool. Well, I think what you're doing is really awesome. I know anytime I get a new phone, it's like, what do I put on here? You know, my parents just got iPhone 5s. Like, what is it that they need? And you know, I can only say what I would have, but anytime you can like make a personalized recommendation, I think is very, very, very strong. Do you have any last statements to make before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I have one totally unrelated thing to say, which is, sounds like everyone's sort of starting a company. I'm starting a company. We're all sort of always working on something. Totally unrelated thing, but it's never too early to start pitching investors. I was planning on going to Waterloo and getting an engineering degree a couple of years ago, and had some VCs approach me and write me a check for 75 grand, and that's where things started. And it doesn't matter if you don't have anything. You know, if you're a passionate person with a great idea and a team around you, or some friends around you, someone will write a check. And you don't need to, and I'm not joking, everyone wants to beat up on Canadian investors. Seriously, some VC, not someone I knew, but some VC took a chance on a 17-year-old kid sitting in his parents' kitchen. And, you know, I didn't have an app, I didn't have anything. I really just go out there and do it. Because, you know, once you've raised some money, once you've got some cash in the bank, you can move so quickly. You can do things that, you know, you can hire the best people. You can, you can go to, meet with the right people. You can, spend on advertising if you need to. You can spend on, whatever. And it just accelerates growth so much that, never too early. It's good to have a little money in the bank. So,
I think no one's ever complained when they have money in the bank. Don't listen to P. Diddy. Mo money, mo problems. Not true. All right, round of applause for Jordan.